Hello, this is the chance to meet Denton. Dawn Denton is standing as one of the Conservative candidates for Frome North in the May the 5th Unitary elections. Dawn, it's a big commitment to stand for the Somerset Unitary Council. You're setting yourself up to be a councillor for the next 5 years. And I've heard that a number of the political parties, have actually found it quite difficult to find candidates. What makes you want to take on this responsibility of representing Frome North?
Yeah, you're right. It is a huge step for me. I've always wanted to do this, but I think what created that spark in my belly, that excitement, was really when we got rid of Mendip and we're able to now access democracy a little bit better. There's the middle levels gone, and that really got me excited about what we can achieve when the big tasks go to Somerset, and the more local things that make a difference to people on the ground, comes back into the local community. And that got me really excited. And I also had many run-ins with Mendip where, I wasn't quite sure, they weren't sure how to deal with it. They'd pass it on to Somerset passed back to Mendip. So now what we've got is we've got a streamlined system that we've got this year coming up to be able to make the systems work. So from the 1st of April next year, it's a fully functional Somerset Council.
So everyone in Road will have, and in the whole of Frome North will have 2 votes, and they've got a choice of at least 3 political parties plus an independent from Frome standing. What is going to be the main 2 campaigning issues you're going to fight the election on?
I think for me, there's a lot there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But I think connection is what I feel quite passionately about. That's who I am. I connect people. I've always been a connector. But there's areas of connection that we need to access for people. We all have different needs, and some people, it might be services that are available. So there might be a struggle with care, or there might be a struggle with something that is unique to your street, to you personally, that can't be dealt with on a blanket level. So if we can connect people to the right services, and then of course there's the bus service and the travel connections. How can we connect people from the smaller communities where they need to go, if it's to hospital, if it's to the doctors, if it's to the shops, or just to have the capacity to be free to move around. Staying at home, as we know, over the last 2 years has not been great. So I think for me, connection is important. That's the first thing. And then, the other thing, that it was going to be fly tipping, but I see that there is already a proposal to put forward new legislation which will allow people to take more of their DIY home, from home to the tip. So I think that's kind of already being dealt with, which is very exciting. So the other one I would say, most importantly, is planning. It affects everybody, whether you're in Frome North town, whether you're in any of the villages. It's about sensible planning. What is possible that works for everybody, and that sits kind of well with what each community feels is important to them. So those are the 2.
So in Linda Oliver, we had a very active county councillor, and she was formerly a district councillor as well. She lives just next door in Norton, and so she understands firsthand the challenges of villages. How are you going to come to get a grasp on what the issues are in the village of Road and then represent that down in Taunton?
Yep, and that's what the beauty is of me having Linda as a mentor. Linda's been really successful over the last 8 years in a lot of issues that she's dealt with. And the reason she's standing down is simply for time and care for her family. And so for me, she still wants to be involved. She still has the passion to remain involved. She just doesn't have the capacity to do it. So I am really very proud to be able to take that mentorship that she's able to offer, with piles and piles of paperwork that she's already built up over the last 8 years. Yay! For me to start working through. And she will always be in the background to help with the transition, to make sure that, and she's connected. She's very well connected. So I am very excited to be able to take over from her in the capacity that she's been able to run with over the last 8 years.
And one thing that Linda's always tried to do, she's not always made it, but I should think she's made it to at least 90%, possibly 95% of our parish council meetings. Would you hope to be able to do that?
Absolutely. I think that's important. It's important to be where people are and where their concerns are being raised, and making sure that people are aware that they have that capacity, because I think sometimes people don't always know how they can approach issues and who they can speak to. So for me to be visible across the whole district is really important, to be able to deal with local issues that mean things to people. So from trying to just do it from a distance is not going to work. So I am hop, skip and a jump in Frome. I can't even vote for myself because I don't live in Frome North. But I'm very excited about having the capacity to be able to move around the district and represent people wherever, in every corner of the district.
Dawn Denton, Conservative candidate for Frome North. I think the next 3 weeks are going to be very busy weeks despite Easter. We wish you every good fortune.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's lovely to chat to Road.